Hey guys, how's it going? Moto here. We're back here in the shop today. I need to do some work on my YZ125. Actually, I have a CR here in the background I'm working on, but that's for another video if I even get to uploading it. But here in the background, we have to work on the YZ. We have to do an oil change on it, and we have some other maintenance related items and a new fender and whatnot, so let's take a look at how the bike's doing. Alright guys, so here's the 125. Overall, it just needs a clean right off the bat. Probably a fresh filter, and we are going to swap out the transmission oil. I'm going to do a how-to video on how to swap out the transmission oil on a YZ125 or any real 125cc dirt bike or any two-stroke really. So if you want to see that video, just go ahead and click the little icon at the top right of the screen. But here it is. Here we have some parts for it. We have a fresh HRB's front fender because the one I have on there now is getting pretty scuffed up and faded and it's starting to get a little weak. So I'm going to replace that. I have a graphic which doesn't really match this kit. I mean, it matches pretty well, but it's not for this exact kit. So, but hey, it's better than no graphic, so I'm just gonna throw that sticker onto the fender so I at least have a sticker on there. Here we have a new front brake line. Long story behind this, but basically this one I have on here worked fine, but it kept slipping right here, and that caused the inside of here to wear. So there's like a spot where it's worn to the braided metal. And I just want to replace that just to make sure I don't lose my front brake during a race or anything. But I did fix that just by wrapping a little bit of electrical tape right here so it wouldn't slide up and down on the mount. Pretty hard to describe, but basically we're just going to be installing fresh one of these and then probably a little bit of fresh fluid. And the bike recently got some new brake pads as well, so I know the brake pads are good. Fresh Yamaha, genuine OEM brake pads are always the best. But other than that, I really don't think the bike needs anything else right now. And yeah, these graphics are starting to get pretty beat up though. Long story behind what happened here, but basically the bike kind of slipped off the carrier and one of the straps kind of dug into some of the graphic and a little tiny part of the seat over here, but it's fine. It's a dirt bike and graphics and a seat cover are pretty easy to replace, so yeah, not too worried about those. Those graphics are going to get beat up. That's just how it is. But first we need to get started by washing up the bike, so let's do that right now. Alright guys, so here's how the bike's looking. Overall it's pretty dirty. I actually rode this bike in the rain, so quite a bit of dirt on it. I'm going to be washing it today on a little lift stand instead of a normal traditional stand I would normally use over there. Kind of pulled something in my shoulder blade or something, so I'm trying to take it easy on my shoulder, my right shoulder, but yeah, the bike is a little bit dirty, but not too bad. But actually, I've already made lots of videos on washing my bike. So if you guys want to check out one of those, I'll go ahead and link a little card in the top right of the screen so you guys can check out how I wash my dirt bike and a little more detailed of a video. But let's get this thing all scrubbed up and cleaned up so we can do some maintenance on it. Alright guys, so we're pretty much done wiping everything down. Still need to wipe it down a little bit more, but I'm going to bring it in the garage because the mosquitoes out here are killing me. But with the plastics all clean, you can definitely see all the scratches on this fender here. And then there's some gnarly fade marks going on both sides. So we're going to be, again, swapping that out. Then right there. But, I mean, all the other plastics are pretty much fine. But then again, you know, they're covered by graphic. This one has some fade, but I'm sure I could work that out with a heat gun, but yeah. So when I was washing the bike, I noticed that my left chain adjuster lock nut had actually gone loose, but luckily the axle actually didn't move or anything, so all we have to do is tighten up this little lock nut. But yeah, this is why I believe it's very important to wash your bike after every ride. Not only does it give you the opportunity to clean your bike, it also gives you the opportunity to watch out for any loose bolts. Alright guys, I got the bike all fixed up. Here we are, all cleaned up and shined through some silicone detailer. Maxima ST1's right back there onto the plastics, and that stuff works wonders. Do some lube on the chain, and she's pretty much all cleaned up. So now all we got to do is mount up our new fender, change the oil. Now I don't actually have a clean filter for this thing right now, so I just threw on the seat, put the seat bolts in hand tight. And I have my wash cover just sitting in there so no dirt or anything falls into the motor. And then here I put this little zip tie on the bar just to remind me it needs something, or in this case an air filter, before I have to go ride it. But yeah, I'll have to get some air filters cleaned up here before we go riding. But yeah, so now we're going to move on to the fender. Probably going to do the brake line, and then I'm probably going to switch out that transmission oil. No, I'm sure this is like really hard to see, but the brake line is actually slightly chewed up there on the inside. It's hard to see on camera, but it's actually kind of all the way down to the steel braiding. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace that, so you don't possibly have this break open or something like that. But yeah, let's do that after we do the fender. So here for our new front fender, we just have another Cherubies fender. I believe I already have the Cherubies fender on there right now. I've had good luck with the Cherubies plastics, so I'm just using another one. See this fresh front fender. There we go, guys. A million times better than that other one. Alright guys, before we can throw on the new fender, we obviously have to remove the old one, and it is as simple as 4 8mm bolts that bolt up into the lower triple clamp. Out with the old and in with the new. Alright guys, I got the front fender all mounted up. Now we're going to go ahead and throw on this graphic. There we go guys, we got the decal on, and again this decal isn't made like with this graphics kit, it's actually for a different kit, but honestly it's the same colors and it matches close enough. Star Wars Connection logo, but yeah, it matches pretty close, a lot more blue, and I kind of like it. So yeah, there we go, we got our shiny front fender on there with the fresh decal, looking super clean. So yeah guys, decal wise, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This one or the old one. I kind of like this one a lot more just because of all the blue. I think the blue looks super sick. But yeah, tell me which one you guys would prefer in the comments below, whether this one or the old one I had. That one. Not necessarily comparing the shape of the fender, but rather the decals. Draining the old brake line out of all the brake fluid. Kind of have the drain bolt opened up with a little hose shoved over it, and then you can see our reservoir up here is, it'll focus, empty. Then I pop the cap up just enough to let some air in, and right now I'm just kind of squeezing the lever, getting all the brake fluid out of the system. Alright guys, we're pretty much ready to rip off the brake line here. We just have to undo the clamp and then our brake line guide. Just 8mm bolts, 2 down there, 1 up here. I just want to give a quick shout out to 3D Moto. This is a 3D printed brake line guide, and it is a super cool piece because you can get anything custom engraved. As you can see, I have AK Moto 821 because that's my race number. But yeah, super chick little parts. I'll put a link to their website in the description below. And yeah, he hooked it up with the build on some little brake line guides. So those are the coolest little pieces. And you can get them in different finishes. Like here I have the raw 3D printed finish, but you could also get like a shine finish, and it's super chick little pieces. Go check that out. So these brake lines are great, but the only problem I've been having on this particular bike is it likes to slide up and down on the little clamp here, and this is my OEM clamp. So to fix that, all I gotta do is take off the clamp and put a little bit of electrical tape there just to make the line a little bit thicker until the clamps can get a better grab. Because you do not want this to be sliding. That was my problem in the first place. So yeah, just make sure if you get one of these brake lines that it doesn't slide like this, and if it does, just again get a little bit of electrical tape to make it just a little bit thicker and give the clamp a better bite. There we go. I only went around it about 4.5 times, just enough to give the clamps a little bit more biting room. And there we go. I went around the line about 4.5 times with some electrical tape, and this is again just to thicken it a little bit so the clamp has a little bit more material, I guess you can say, to clamp onto. Now the reason I use electrical tape here to prevent it from moving instead of like glue or something is because electrical tape is the same color as the line, so it blends in, you can barely see it. And when you tighten down the clamps, the electrical tape kind of moves out of the way and gets pinched. It's like a really soft tape, and it doesn't pinch the line itself, it just kind of pinches the electrical tape. So yeah, it doesn't really affect the performance of the line, it just keeps it in place and makes sure this doesn't move up and down and you can barely see it. And again, this is only if you have like an aftermarket one that slips up and down. You shouldn't really have to do this on your OEM ones, but I was just having problems with this slipping before, so I just did that to fix it. Alright, so the way I prefer to bleed brakes is using the reverse bleed method. Basically, instead of forcing fluid down the line, I shove it up the line, and hopefully that'll take most of the air bubbles with that. When I first installed these brake lines, that's the method I used, and it worked great. You still have to go through the bleeding process, but it makes it a lot quicker and a lot easier. So here I just have a really large syringe with a little bit of hose. This is actually some old coolant overflow line, but it's a good sized hose. Here, I'll just attach it to the bleed nipple, and here I have an 8mm wrench connected to it right now, which I will use as my kind of on and off valve. Put this tiny little clamp on here, then we'll get the syringe facing up so any bubbles kind of come out of the tube. Just tap it, then we're just essentially going to open the valve and shove fresh brake fluid up the line. Of course, that's really simplified. There's going to be a lot more steps to it, but I'm not here to give you guys a tutorial today. But if you guys want a tutorial on how to bleed brakes, let me know. I'll be sure to make one someday. Da-na-na-na. There's a little cat. Where's that cat going? Where'd he go? There he is. What's up, dude? Alright, so we have everything all bled out. As you can see, it engages, but it has to go pretty far into engage. So what I'm going to do, I've done this before and it's worked great for me. Just get a shop towel to cover the grip here. I'm going to get a zip tie to kind of zip tie the lever close to the bar. And this will just basically hold it, and I'll leave it like this for, I don't know, overnight. And then basically, when we go to cut this tomorrow, the brakes should have a little bit more pressure, just because there's pressure held on the lines overnight. Should help bleed it a little bit. I'm no expert when it comes to brakes, so I can't really explain everything when it comes to brakes, but I've tried this before and it's worked great for me in the past. So yeah, we'll just leave it like that for overnight or a few hours, and then come back and check on it, and we should have some more firmness in that lever. Alright, here we go. Oh, There we go. Over time you get good at it. Alright guys, so we did our oil change as you guys saw. We dropped the oil, and yeah, just a quick little recap. We exchanged the front fender out for a freshie. Got some graphic on there. This was from a whole nother graphic kit. I just kind of saved it, and I'm glad I did now. It doesn't match perfectly, but I think it looks pretty sick. I mean, it's pretty dang close to our current theme right now, and I like the blue in there. And then of course we got our fresh brake line, which isn't damaged like this one. Let's see if I can show you guys. There it is. That's a better shot. Hopefully that's in focus, but it got pretty chewed up right there, and I just didn't want to risk it. Front brake is very important. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Still need to put an air filter in the bike, but that's okay. I'll get that done off camera. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.